The following podcast contains spoilers for The Mandalorian.
You must reunite it with its own kind.
You expect me to search the galaxy for the home of this creature?
This is the way.
This is the Bunzerelli Show.
Looks like the gang's all back together. We got the return of Cara Dune and Grief Karga. Speaking of getting the gang back together, joining me once again in the studio, I got Khiim back. Khiim, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Another day.
So we didn't get a chance to talk much about the last episode, and there's a lot of big things that I couldn't wait for you to see and get your feedback on. So what did you think of the last episode, the Harris?
The last episode, it was pretty interesting. I was really excited and just kind of blown away how they introduced everything with essentially we're seeing Ahsoka come back.
Yeah, when the first Mandalorians first showed up, I was thinking it was Sabine. I thought we were getting to Sabine right away. Yeah. It turned out to be Bo-Katan, the role reprised by Katie Sackhoff, who played her in the Clone Wars and voiced her. So there was some consistency there. But yeah, the Filoni verse is finally folding itself into the Mandalorian, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely. That makes me really excited because, like I said, me and you, we both agree is Godfather Filoni all the way.
Yeah.
We want every bit of his vision of what he had in the Clone Wars and was done previously going forward into everything that is Star Wars now.
I was watching some like a behind the scenes to catch up on the history of the Darksaber because I was trying to figure out, for some reason I thought it was in Sabine's hands last, but she actually offered it to Bo-Katan, and Bo-Katan's like, well, I'll take it when I'm ready. She wasn't seeking the leadership. She was more like, I want it back with my people, which I think she's doing now. Yeah. But an interesting part of that storyline was Pre Vizsla, who was the leader of Death Watch, was voiced by Jon Favreau. So that might have been the seeds when they were working together on those shows. Yeah. Just because Jon Favreau's doing it because he's a diehard Star Wars fan, but I think he's like, I think we can link up with this Mandalorian. Yeah. Because to tell you the truth, I wasn't really a big fan of the Mandalorian stuff in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I wasn't either. It was
it's like, okay, they're trying to make cool-looking characters.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, this show I love. This show is freaking awesome.
This is giving us the backstory to love those characters they tried to introduce to us.
Yeah, and the darks and the history and the Darksaber. Yeah. Now I actually want to go back and watch some things.
Exactly.
Apparently they referred to Din Djarin as a child of the Watch. So, because there has been like some inconsistencies between like the Mandalorians we've known.
Yeah, Mandalorians.
This Din Djarin's Mandalorian sect.
Yeah, whether they're a creed or like a race or...
Yeah, because, like right away they take off, Bo-Katan takes off her mask and we know, like, all right, where'd you get that armor?
Yeah.
Like, no, this is ours. Yeah. From straight up Mandalore.
You're the one that's impersonating us.
Yeah, you're an offshoot.
Yeah.
So it was interesting, and they found their piece at the end, and it's all going to weave into everything. But the big part of that episode was Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Because now we're getting straight into it. I mean, we were waiting, we were hinted. Once again, 4 episodes since Boba Fett. Still cool.
I think between this episode and our next episode, the 12, I think it kind of does tie in Boba Fett.
Yeah, you think he's gonna come around? He might be on the tail. I'm not sure. So we're gonna find out what's going on with him. Yeah. But let's jump into this one. This was the Seige, directed by Carl Weathers, making his directorial debut for The Mandalorian. Yeah. But good show. First thing off the bat, it kind of started slow. Yeah. I thought, we keep talking about we're waiting for that filler episode. I thought this was it for a while. I'm like, we're on a little kind of quest thing.
Yeah, and I will say that they keep kind of doing that with this series, as far as like they kind of give you this side quest feeling in the beginning of the episode. Mm-hmm. You kind of start to feel like you're losing interest, and then next thing you know, you get thrown into this crazy action sequence, and then by the end of the episode, it's revealing another key piece to the overall story.
Oh, the reveals at the end, and I got a lot of stuff about that, but let's kind of go through it. Ship's all busted up, so I assumed, knowing these characters were going to be there, I thought the initial thing was the episode, because I kind of like to think ahead, see where it was going, was like, okay, he's out of money. Yeah. I'm thinking he ran out of money finally, and he's like, okay, he needs to get a little side job. Didn't turn out. He just went to get his ship fixed by people he could trust. Yeah. But we got Cara Dune, the Marshal of Navarro again. Already he pulls in with his ship, and there's one alien kind of giving a little shady sideways look. Yeah. I thought Thrall, played by Horatio Sands, and he still can. I think he's going to cause a problem, or he's going to do something.
Yeah, he's
He
going to
doesn't
go
want to be
sideways.
where he is. He doesn't trust the whole situation. Cara Dune, I think she doubled up on the. Did she look a little more buff than usual?
Yeah, I was actually thinking that. I'm not even gonna lie. I was just like, wow.
She was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I was thinking. I'm like, wow. From the first couple episodes I saw her, she's definitely a lot more feminine looking, and then now she's just looking completely jacked. I'm like,
Yeah,
man.
she was doing some push-ups, getting ready for the season or something.
Push-ups, and she's chewing on gum. That jawline.
Yeah, she didn't look like she could clap her hands. But yeah, she was looking at and then like I said, she's the marshal, kind of like looking at the Navarro, where of course season 1 ended, and then we see how they've kind of running things now. And then the side quest is not the side quest, but the point here is we're gonna go these last remnants of the Empire. The way they kind of showed us the remnants of the Empire in season 1, they just look like a sorry little offspring.
Yeah.
Like stormtroopers just kind of working for money. That's kind of like the feeling I had.
Mm-hmm.
But between last episode and this episode, we're seeing like, no, there's something going on.
Yeah, there's definitely still coordinates going on,
I think-
behind the scenes.
I think what it is we're seeing the building of the First Order.
I think so.
Because like it or not, The Force Awakens happened.
Yeah.
And all those movies happened. There's good and bad things about those, and maybe time will tell how we feel about those. Because I was thinking about how Clone Wars used to be.
Mm-hmm.
The actual movie Attack of the Clones was kind of like, as far as like the audience reception of it.
Yeah.
And the idea of it. But what made it cool was Dave Filoni and George Lucas filling in the gaps with Clone Wars.
There's just
Now
so
all of a
much
sudden-
ability to build off of it.
Yeah, and then you start building relationships with Obi-Wan and Anakin, and it kind of made us fall that much better because you had those years of stuff in between. I think the same thing, like done in good hands, you could justify, because you got to go there. That's the future. We're 20 years away from it probably in this timeline.
Yeah.
But that's what's going on. And a lot of that, a big key of that was a theory. Well, not a theory, but, kind of the idea of like Baby Yoda. They were looking at him for cloning purposes. Mm-hmm. And I think now we've actually seen.
Yeah, now we kind of, we're definitely seeing that's what it is, yeah.
I mean, they do have to be building towards Palpatine's return. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think you're going to see that in this show. What we might get is the birth of Snoke.
I think so, too.
I think that would be cool. Because I think nobody ever really filled in the gaps, but I think Snoke was a failed attempt at cloning or something to that effect. Mm-hmm. But we might see that.
Now, let me ask you one thing. Are you mad that they mentioned M counts? I know that's always been the
midichlorians.
Yeah,
I didn't get it till you mentioned it.
I know that was always a big gripe within from the Phantom Menace. Once they started saying midichlorian counts and all that, everybody got real butthurt essentially.
Yeah, but like everything else, it's like you just kind of gotta accept it. This is. Lucas made it. It's here now.
Yeah.
So make the best out of it. And they did. It exists. You can't. It's better to do that than shut your eyes and pretend it didn't happen.
Exactly.
So make it cool.
Exactly.
And then
own it.
Yeah. Even Boba Fett, he kind of went out like a punk in Return of the Jedi. Now they're going to make him not so much a punk.
Yeah.
And they're going to give him because really, we got robbed of any cool Boba Fett. They tried to make up for it with Jango Fett.
Yeah,
but
they did.
It never really.
It didn't hit the same way.
No, Jango. Even at the beginning, even when I saw the trailers, I'm like, oh, it's kind of like a Boba Fett. And nah, it doesn't. He doesn't have that bounty hunter. He's too polished, too clean.
Yeah.
So we're finally going to get some cool Boba Fett because you know what? Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if we could believe Darth Maul getting cut in half, I could believe Boba Fett surviving getting eaten by a slug. There was just a lot of action scenes, but good action because you saw the stormtroopers actually. And it's kind of weird. I noticed it this episode especially. You're getting stormtroopers and you're getting these Imperial environments, but you're getting different camera angles.
Yeah.
And you're getting different pans, futuristic videography.
Yeah.
And, just a different point of view, but looking at the same consistent stuff. I
want to know who's behind it, honestly. I really do. I want to know, there has to be somebody who's specifically on the team that's, in control of that because it's consistent all the way through. A lot of these times when they jump into these action scenes, we forget it's Star Wars. Like I know I've said it once in time before, but the shooting of the scenes, all that. Every time it gets into like heavy action, you forget it's Star Wars.
I keep seeing on all the episodes so far, the writing credit is always Jon Favreau. Now, whether he's brainstorming with Dave Filoni and the directors, that's a different story. I'm not sure. But I do believe Dave Filoni being an executive producer, Dave kind of mapped out, okay, he's going to go here, he's going to go here, like did an outline of where the show's going to go. Then the directors get to put their own visual spins on things. I thought this show was directed great. I thought it looked great. A lot of direction comes, those, like we said, those camera angles and the cinematography. You know, things like, the Stormtrooper, but the Speeder Troopers, they made those guys cool.
They did.
Those guys were cooler than the TIE fighters after, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing hand signals, like flank left, flank right. Like, okay, it's a joke that stormtroopers constantly miss and they're like the disposable bad guy. But they're still stormtroopers. Let's give them some credibility.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're seeing it. Like, these guys are cool. Mm-hmm. And
they definitely do a good balance of that, of like still showing the practical joke of being a stormtrooper, but still giving them that weight. That they are soldiers.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, exactly. They are soldiers. So it's not just, a goof. Moff. Oh, first, the big rescue by Mandalorian, which I did not see coming. Because I figured Moff Gideon was going to jet over to Baby Yoda and Baby Yoda was going to be gone. Yeah. That's where I thought they were going with that. He just comes out with the ship and everything and saves the day. But yeah, Moff Gideon at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we knew he wasn't dead, and now the Mandalorian knows, He thought he was dead this whole time, and they're just like, no, this transmission is 3 days old. Yeah. So clearly they're,
Now he's got a tracking device on him. Mm-hmm. Once again, I don't know why. Well, maybe that's the little army or the soldiers he's building. I couldn't quite get what he was looking at the end. Because I'm like, are those battle droids? What am I looking at here?
Yeah.
You saw like little. And then somebody else said, I think those are. I went to the internet to see like if anybody had any answers. Somebody thinks they're shadow troopers or some other reference from the EU they're going to bring in.
Okay,
I'm not sure. It'll turn out to be cool, but I still don't know why are you waiting before you move in. Maybe it's because you're regrouping, because maybe the Mandalorian is proving himself to be an adversary.
Yeah.
Thing is, he's heading towards Ahsoka, which will be next episode, hopefully.
I'm hoping within at least the next 2 episodes.
But that's a game changer. The other game changer is, the other thing happening in the background is the Republic is still kind of following the clues. They let the Mandalorian go. Yeah. But I think they kind of know he's onto something, maybe.
Mm-hmm. And they're kind of just watching him from the shadows.
Yeah, like what does he know that we don't? And that's what he's saying about like, he says to Cara Dune about public support. That's kind of the idea. Mandalorian said in the beginning, they were like, why don't you take them to the New Republic? And he goes, they're not worth anything. Probably because they're all kind of getting their act together. Yeah. I think this is like a couple years after the fall of the Empire.
Yeah.
So, and really as far as the galaxy is concerned, these were rebels rebelling against the big power.
Exactly. So they're still trying to get it together.
You don't know what they are. You just know they took down the Empire. Yeah. The end game of that. Oh, there was a part where the guys were like, destroy the plants. And I was like, what were plants? So I rewinded to see. All I saw was a circle. Yeah, I thought it might have been like Star Killer Base.
Okay.
But, once again, we see the building of a Death Star. I don't know. Like I said, there might be little tidbits of that. I don't think the end game of the show is getting into Force Awakens. I think it's just going to kind of take us on that road. Yeah. I think what it's going to be is the end game of the Mandalorian culture.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would definitely hope so. That's why I think that this overall confrontation that's going to go back with Moff Gideon and getting the Darksaber back, having the other Mandalorians that came in to help Mando, is going to bring Boba in.
Yeah, and also he's bringing in these other, like you said, these outside forces are moving in. Yeah. He's got all these allies. It's probably the big, epic battle at the end. So.
Yeah, I just think that final piece is going to be Boba Fett coming in. Yeah. And kind of just being like, look, I've been watching from the outside. He's kind of maybe that outside force outside of the rebels that's watching Mando. Yeah. And that's why we think back to, a couple episodes ago when he went against the Krayt Dragon and we see an unknown Mando or unknown Mandalorian standing off in the shadows. I think it's Boba Fett and he's coming back.
Well, yeah. Interesting theories, and we're going to see how this plays out. So, looking forward to the next episode and doing the next show. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week, actually. And Khiim, thanks again for being on the show, buddy.
No problem.